Alright, so we just finished the ozoning of the amp, and I read on the internet that ozone can damage electronics. So I had the power on while I was ozoning it in that garbage can for maybe 1 or 2 minutes just to kind of warm it up, since I knew that the smell is worse when the power is on. And then after reading the internet, I ran back outside and turned off the amp, so it was mostly ozoned without the amp turned on. Um, After about 10 or so, maybe 15 minutes of ozoning it in that garbage can, I took it out, let it air out a little bit. I didn't turn it on until the day after. Here we are. The amp, just normal room temperature without it being turned on, didn't have the aroma shoving my nose in the back of the amp like it did before I ozoned it. But the true test was turning it on and letting it warm up, because this thing could stink up the room if I had turned it on. And just from the cigarette smell of the amp, especially when it's warmed up, was just very, very, very pungent. So I've had this on for about 2 or 3 minutes, which is usually the time it takes to smell anything. And luckily for me, this ozone thing really worked. Your results may vary, but I do recommend doing this if you have an amp that you've cleaned up that still smells like cigarette smoke. The same could work for perhaps a guitar or a guitar case for that matter. The way that the ozone works, if you do your research on it, is that it makes it like heavy oxygen. It's like it's an O2 kind of thing. And in order for it to become regular oxygen again, it tries to bond with something. I don't want to say molecular or organic, but basically it tries to latch itself onto something that it could break down to become regular oxygen again. And if there's stuff that stinks, it does that. If you inhale it, it's bad for your mucous membranes because it kind of attacks that as well. So it's nice to have a good understanding of what ozone is and what it does before you try it yourself. In this case, however, I'm happy with how this turned out. I wish the internet made up a way where you could smell things or not smell things, because that would be the true way for me to prove this to you. But I can say that I'll be happy to use this amp more often now that that smell is mitigated. Like I said, I can shove my nose right into the back of this amp, and I don't. It's hard for me to get any kind of cigarette smell whatsoever. I'm gonna leave this thing on for about 20 or 30 more minutes and get it really good and hot, and I will make a third part of this video and just latch it onto this one if there is any cigarette smoke here. But from here on out, if this is the end of the video and you're watching it, this was a successful experiment. So thanks for watching.